What up everybody, Ian here. So if you want the best camera, the best screen, the best design and build quality, the best chip, you would opt to purchase a flagship device. What what if you want something in the middle? Well, behold, the Mi 11 Lite. This has a 6.55-inch AMOLED screen, 90Hz refresh rate, Snapdragon 732G, 64 megapixel camera, and it's ridiculously thin and light. Just look at that. The design is good. I like it. It screams elegance. It's a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 sandwich, which is gonna feel premium on the hand. It just feels right. You'll actually see a mic, a USB Type-C port, and speaker grill on the bottom. On the side, you have the fingerprint sensor and as well as the volume rocker, IR ports and mic on top, a big selfie camera punch hole, your earpiece/speakers, and your camera modules at the back. So this has a stereo speaker setup. The 6.5-inch Full HD AMOLED display actually has a 90Hz refresh rate. And HDR10, it also has a 10-bit panel, meaning it can display up to 1 billion colors on your screen. Sounds really good on paper, so how does it perform? These are actually great combinations which will provide you with a really smooth UI navigation. That 30 Hz difference on the refresh rate is going to be a night and day difference in terms of smoothness, and you'll also get great color reproduction if your setting is correct. If you're going to compare Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra's vivid color scheme from Mi 11 Lite's saturated color scheme, you'll notice that colors looks washed out and is a bit lifeless. To fix this, you need to set the color scheme to auto and then down on the color temperature, set it to warm. Now you'll get a vibrant, more punchier color compared to the default setting. The Snapdragon 732G chip is actually more than enough. And let me also mention that this has a 240Hz touch sampling rate. So let me explain. On Mobile Legends, frame here is really good even compared to higher tier devices. You can also pause this video if you want to check the data more. Marvel Super Wars core is amazing as well, thinking that this is the least optimized mobile game. League of Legends has great scores as well. I'm telling you, on mobile games, it feels like playing it on the Poco X3. On Call of Duty Mobile, you'll get decent frames here, super playable and enjoyable still. 1% low is not that far from the average FPS. Frames will suffer a little bit on Battle Royale, but still enjoyable. With PUBG, you either choose between 30 FPS and 40 FPS, and by the way, both runs really smooth. Now on Genshin Impact, if you really want to play this game, you can do so by setting it at low setting at 60 frames per second. It's actually good enough if you want to experience playing the game. Not the smoothest, but yeah, still passable. I was just mind blown. I wasn't expecting this level of performance from this chip. You know, it delivers. Makes you think that it's more of an upgraded Poco X3 NFC. Camera is quite decent. It has a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel wide sensor, and a 5 megapixel macro sensor. You'll be able to get good photos with this, just look at these sample photos. Photos actually comes quite close to the ones captured by my S21 Ultra with a tiny bit weaker dynamic range. I noticed that it boosts the ISO levels when the light source is not really good, resulting to a bit of a grainy photo. The selfie camera is actually good. You'll get Instagrammable selfie photos. Image is sharp and the beautification is not exaggerated. Even on portrait shots, it is well executed. Also, this Samsung 64 megapixel sensor is not really a huge upgrade compared to the Sony 48 megapixels sensor found on Poco X3 Pro, Poco F3, and the Black Shark 4. I'll be giving you more details on my Black Shark 4 review. Battery, it charges for an hour. On my test, it took around 68 minutes to fully charge from 0%. With light to medium usage, you can actually last the whole day with using this device. Don't be fooled that it has a small battery capacity. Come to think of it, it has also a mid-range chip and the screen refresh rate is only at 90 hertz. And as you notice here, when you open Facebook, you will see that it's running on 90 hertz. But don't touch it for like 3 or 4 seconds and it will downclock to 60 hertz. Actually, what I noticed is if there's no moving graphics or the display is just static, the screen will automatically switch to 60 hertz. On YouTube and Netflix, once you open those apps, the refresh rate will automatically switch to 60 hertz. With video games, I'm noticing that it actually stays on 90 hertz. Again, the same behavior. If it does not sense any motion on your screen, it will downclock to 60 hertz. This is a better implementation because on video games, you can somehow take advantage of the fast refresh rate screen. Also, I made Netflix drain test with other phones as well. As you can see here, Mi 11 Lite, even with just 4250 milliamps battery, the smallest out of the group, it still performed well due to its good management of screen refresh rate and its mid-range SoC chip. Overall, it is a well-balanced mobile device, covering most of your average consumer needs. It has an awesome display, an AMOLED screen, and a 90 hertz refresh rate. The camera is quite decent as well, giving you more flexibility with, macro shots and wide angle lens. And you also get a quite decent 2x zoom photo captures. The chip used here is also good. Like, I was just amazed on how it performed on video games. It has awesome battery life and the design is quite classy. That's how thin it is. If you're someone who doesn't really have that specific need on a mobile device, like let's say video games, well, you play some games, but just casually, and you don't really need that flagship level camera. You just want something decent available at your fingertips. At least an AMOLED screen with good refresh rate and battery life, an awesome design, and probably the slimmest phone, I would say. And this is going to be the phone for you. Alright, guys, so another review from yours truly. So, if you have any questions or any suggestions, if you're having big dilemmas choosing between two phones, feel free to comment down below and I'll give you my recommendations, of course, depending on your needs. Because all of us use our phones quite differently. Some are pure gamers, some not so. So it really depends. Alright, that's it. The second video shot here on our new studio. I hope that I can upload more videos soon. I'm actually using the Black Shark 4 right now, and hopefully I'll be able to upload, more benchmarks on that phone. Alright, so anyways, this is Ian again, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.